A $5,000 reward for information on the robbery of the Cow Ranch store in Cedar City. A parking lot crash turns into a life-or-death situation. And Fisher Family Farms holiday festivities.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. 3 suspects are at large after robbing the Cow Ranch store in Cedar City. ATF is seeking information on the suspects and offering a $5,000 reward. Here's Jeff Richards with the in-store footage.
A reward of up to $5,000 is being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the burglars who recently broke into the Cow Ranch store in Cedar City and stole numerous firearms. Store surveillance footage taken just before midnight on November 21st shows 3 individuals wearing black clothing and ski masks breaking into the store's display cases and removing various guns. The reward is being offered through the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives in conjunction with the Cedar City Police Department and the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Tips may be submitted by calling 1-888-ATF-TIPS.
A crash in the St. George Consolidated Communications Center parking lot quickly escalated when an emergency dispatcher found an unresponsive driver with 2 small children in the car. Here's Cody Blowers with more information.
An incident on Monday turned a couple of 911 emergency dispatchers into first responders when a vehicle crashed into a minivan in the parking lot of the St. George Consolidated Communications Center in St. George shortly after 6 p.m. Inside of the vehicle was an unconscious driver who had overdosed and was unresponsive, while her 2 children were in the back seat of the car. The passenger, meanwhile, jumped out of the vehicle right after it crashed and ran from the scene, while the minivan's owner, the 911 dispatcher, Julie Packer, was just walking into work when the crash took place, and then found the unresponsive driver, who she pulled out of the vehicle and started chest compressions while calling 911. Inside of the building, emergency dispatcher Michael Higley, who took the call, was able to dispatch the info to emergency personnel within 12 seconds, and then he ran outside to assist. Higley took over chest compressions while Packer took the 2 small children inside of the call center to get them out of the cold, and she and her husband took care of the toddlers until a social worker arrived a few hours later. Justin Grenier said the call center's new technology and the quick actions of both of the dispatchers likely saved the life of the driver, who was transported to the hospital. The passenger, meanwhile, was located and apprehended by police shortly after the crash, and she was booked into jail facing misdemeanor drug and paraphernalia charges.
Thanks, Cody. 77-year-old Arthur Long was reported missing early on Tuesday morning and was found later that night after someone noticed his vehicle left the road. The observant quickly dialed 911, and responders found Long's vehicle over 100 feet off the road. UHP Trooper Landon Smothers said there was no indications as to why the car went off the road, and that Long was already on his way to the hospital by the time he arrived at the scene. Since then, there has been no report on the status of Long or any information about which hospital he was taken to. On Wednesday evening, a minivan was involved in a rollover crash and was found at the bottom of a steep 100-foot ditch off of State Route 7. The driver was a 20-year-old woman who was trapped inside the van. Fire crews eventually removed her from the car, and she was flown by life flight to St. George Regional Hospital in serious condition. The crash is still under investigation, although investigators say that the driver appeared to be upset just before the crash, which may have led to her being distracted when she encountered the curve in the roadway. And now, here's Sheldon and Amy to give you the breakdown of what's going on this weekend in St. George.
That's right, so many great events happening this weekend, starting in Springdale at the Bubbleberry Theater.
Are you ready for some Christmas karaoke?
Christmas karaoke is my favorite kind of karaoke.
And while you're at it, head to the Red Cliffs.
Over the Red Cliffs, they're doing something fun. Clifford the Gnome is back.
He is back, and all you have to do is go find him. He's hiding in one of the stores and earn some cash.
Yeah, he's hiding in plain sight, and you can win some money if you can find him. Lots of great things happening this weekend. Just go to our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com. Find out the full list.
Thanks, guys. St. George News reporter Jesse Bang went out to Fisher Family Farms to talk with the owner about some of the holiday festivities going on this December.
The annual Fisher Family Farms Deck the Halls Festival is underway, bringing lights, animals, movies, and nativity, and so much more. Farm owner Peyton Fisher showed St. George News everything the farm has to offer this Christmas.
We have a business tree contest going, so everybody that comes in, they can vote for their top 3 that they like.
The farm has over 2,200 strands of Christmas lights, coming in at 150,000 individual lights. Visitors can play with goats and sheep at the petting zoo, meet Santa and Mrs. Claus, and experience a nativity scene that features the entire life of Christ from birth to death and resurrection.
It's a way to get back to the dirt here on the earth. We have the entire nativity, light show, tractor train bounce house, horse rides, all kinds of things, concessions, movie theater, everything else going on. Come out and see us here at the farm.
Thanks for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.